Hello there. Big hello from Smart Credit. I am Emily Gavilet, the VP of Sales here at Smart Credit, and I have the wonderful pleasure of welcoming Khabir Mohammed from Creditfixrr to join me. How are you?
I'm wonderful.
Great.
It's an honor to be here.
Wonderful. Yes, we've had our grand opening today. We've had champagne. We've had speeches. It's been such a lovely time. So I just had to pull you in because I wanted to learn more about you today. So thank you so much for being gracious in that. So starting off, what do you feel like led you to start helping people? What was that drive for you that made this the thing that you wanted to do?
Well, I feel like, I'm no different than anyone else as it pertains to, desiring a thing or wanting to accomplish a goal. And if only I had someone that could help me learn how to approach something or that thing or that goal that I want to accomplish, it would make my life easier. And so, that's something that I was able to provide for other people in the form of like a software as it pertains to like fixing your credit. And so at the root of everything that I'm doing with Creditfixrr is literally to help people because I want to be helped, and I'm no different.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you feel like there was like somebody in your life early on that kind of led you to that? Like somebody that maybe helped you out that you said, this person really helped me out, and that stood out to me, and so it drove me later to want to do the same thing for others. Was there anybody in your life that did that for you?
Wow, there's been a lot of people, but
well, this is the time to shout it out.
You know what it's gonna be? And this is not cliche, but the first person that literally came to my mind was my grandmother.
Aww.
And Henrietta, like her name was Henrietta. She was a high school teacher at Locke High School in Los Angeles. And I'm from Compton, California, and I got my first PC computer when I was about 6 years old.
PC computer.
A PC, right?
Ooh.
And you got to imagine when Apple came out with a iPhone, it was like $1,500, right?
Oh, yeah.
No, $2,000 or something like that, right? And it was the same for PCs back then, but obviously I couldn't afford a PC. But during this time, LA school districts was giving out PCs to my grandmother. She was like, I'm not going to do anything with this, so let me give it to my grandchildren. And so I was like really the only one that knew that really took a liking to computers. And it's funny how I ended up turning out to be a software engineer, but by her providing me that resource, it allowed me to become a resource to other people, which is crazy.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that so much. Thank you for sharing such a personal story.
Yeah.
And also, can we just give a shout out to the grandmothers? Because I feel like they're just the backbone, right?
Yeah.
Like,
oh, man. Yes.
I feel that. We have lots of different partners, right? We've got, the full service credit repair partners. We've got the partners who do a little full service and some DIY. And then we have the full DIY partners, who are more hands off. And then we've got partners who have a software. Do you think you wouldn't mind sharing a little bit about your software and how that might be able to benefit some of the partners?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the way I envisioned Creditfixrr was to empower people, and not only just individuals, but also, companies. And so Creditfixrr isn't solely a DIY credit repair software.
Okay.
We actually built from the ground up at the same time a CRM for credit repair companies. But we had always had it in mind that, we might do at some point in the industry, there's going to be a B2B2C where people are going to white label. So our whole idea was to create infrastructure for people to leverage, whether it's DIY, business, or, B2B. Like some businesses when we studied the industry, or when I studied the industry, I realized like the progression of things. Like sometimes people, they start out with credit repair company and then they get exhausted or they scale too much and they say, hey, you know what? I don't want to do it anymore. Or they have like clients who can't afford their credit repair service, so they might want a DIY service to offer them. So not only do we have a white label version of Creditfixrr, we have a co-brand version that we're launching in June of this year. And we are working on a done-for-you co-brand version. So it's,
Okay.
I mean, we're doing a lot. So to go, I know I mentioned like 3 different platforms that Creditfixrr offers, but our main version is DIY, which is people do it themselves. And so this allows consumers to upload their credit report. And if, so the viewers know, like if you have Smart Credit, then Creditfixrr is essentially free. Like you get free credit report when you use Creditfixrr. And that's solely with Smart Credit, right? So,
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
right.
Smart credit only.
Yeah, that part.
Just saying.
Yeah. So when you sign up to Creditfixrr, as a paid member, you get a free Smart Credit report.
Amazing.
Yeah. And then the CRM, well, let me stay on the DIY side, right? So when you import that credit report, our software, our AI that we launched does credit analysis, positive and negative credit report insights and recommendations. And then we also do a violation detection for Metro 2 as well as consumer law. So FCRA, right?
Amazing.
So it'll flag all those violations for that credit report.
Wow.
Right? And so in June, we're launching the AI dispute letters, where based off of those violations, it will generate dispute letters specifically for that end user. Now, shifting to the business side, for credit repair companies who have clients, we have a full service platform. The clients are able to have their own client portal. You can charge your clients through the platform. You can chat with them in chat, back and forth with your clients. You can send them self-sign-up links. You have all the features that you have in the DIY service, where insights and recommendations. There's so much that we're doing. I mean, dispute flow is so simple. Like, our goal is to make things more effective and easier for people, whether you're a business or just an individual, right? And then for those who need a DIY white label, and you want to white label the platform, we have that. And then like I said, we're launching the co-brand. So what I've studied in the industry, a lot of people have white labeled DIY platforms, but they're quickly learning that software is kind of hard, and in selling software is even harder. Right? And so this is where we came up with the co-brand version, which I kind of learned a lot from Smart Credit.
Another shout out.
So I learned a lot from you guys, right? So I'm doing the co-brand, where Creditfixrr is becoming a really, really known name, and so you know, it's not only going to help me, but it's going to help you. And you just basically co-brand with us, and we do profit share in regards to servicing, and we handle all the work. All you're doing is, so if you have a huge community and you want a platform that can service your customers well, then co-brand with Creditfixrr.
Amazing.
Yeah. So.
Well, I mean, it sounds like a great opportunity, and I think partners would be missing out if they're not jumping on this.
Indeed, I think so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So have you been able to get any feedback from some of these businesses that have been using your platform? You know, how it's working for them, what kind of successes they've been able to find? Have you gotten any of that?
Absolutely. Like, I'm so transparent. Like, I love the feedback, whether good or bad.
Absolutely.
And I'll start out with like the good. Like, we have a guy named Jerry Martin. He's pretty huge in the funding space. And he uses our CRM to service his clients who aren't ready for funding. And so, like, even this past week, like, he's reposted. So we have the share feature where you can share your clients' results. And so you just click a button and you can generate it, right? And like this week alone, 4 clients he shared on social media where they've had 140-point increases, you know, through using the Creditfixrr platform.
Wow.
And so, you know, I never ask for people to share anything. You know, I've never been one of these guys who's gonna try to do that. And so they share, I reshare, and you know, it's right on time. Like, especially for this interview, like, you know, I see on the back end that a lot of people are getting results, but you know, it's not my you know, position to share that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm grateful to hear that. And then just on the other end, like I hear things from clients where like we'll put out a new feature and it doesn't work as as intended.
Okay.
And, you know, fortunately, they know that, Creditfixrr is still growing, and we strive to be innovative. And, whenever you're innovative, like, not everything is perfect, but I will say that, our customers love our platform. They always, give me feedback directly. They do love the fact that, and my team always tells me, like, you got to stop talking to, like, being so available. But I can't help myself. I love talking to people,
Yeah.
And it's for me, it helps me grow the platform and build it to a higher level and higher degree, because the quicker I can solve your problem, the better I can make the platform. And, just getting, like, seeing results from customers like Jerry and others, like Mo the Closer. She's another person that funding is huge in the space right now.
I know you were talking earlier about some of the new things that are, what we were talking about, what has changed, right,
Yes.
since you first started. And we mentioned DIY. I know funding is like the next thing. So, it's like, what's the next thing? What's the next thing that's going to be the big draw to everybody?
Oh, I'm working on some stuff. I can tell you
okay.
that. Like,
All right. We're going to be secretive about it. That's fine.
No. Fun. You kind of got that out of me. Good job. She's good at this, guy. No, but funding in the realm of funding, like we're introducing a system called Fundable.
Okay.
To where it will allow you to actually fund your clients once they reach a certain threshold as far as their credit score. But not only that, the more important thing is the report that we're going to be generating that basically analyzes the client's profile, and similar to like our insights and recommendations, but this one is going to be specifically geared towards funding.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're working on it.
So when is that launching?
That one might be July, I think. I think I want to focus on
This July?
Oh, yeah. We are good. Like,
All right.
Like when
all
I tell
right.
you, I'm a tech founder in the realm of credit repair space, right?
Okay.
Credit industry. I'm not a credit guy in the tech realm, if that makes sense. So
Absolutely.
I love to be creative. I love to, like I said earlier, like make things more effective, more efficient, and just be innovative. And so, again, like you think of Elon Musk, like, and you asked me a question when I share, like sometimes you put stuff out and it doesn't work as expected. Like this guy's trying to shoot rockets to Mars and they blow up,
Yeah.
But that's him striving to do something, that's never been done before. So, for me, that's like the mindset that I have. It's like, yeah, I do all the testing that I know, but you won't know until it's out there.
Right.
So, but overall, man, we've built a very successful platform that has helped a lot of people, but also helped a lot of people help other people. And we're going to continue doing that. And we're going to strive to, create the best partnerships that we can to help us elevate and get to where we want to go to.
That's amazing. And, touching back on your last comment before about you being a CEO and you can't help it, you want to be talking to people and you want to be helping people. I think that's incredibly admirable. And what makes people feel more important than being personally having a conversation with the CEO? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people who have never talked to the CEO of any company.
Oh yeah,
right.
I get reminded about that.
And I think it's just such an important little tidbit of business that a lot of people don't understand of how important that is. I know our CEO goes leaps and bounds to try to connect with a lot of our partners and a lot of the people who mean a lot to our business. Mm-hmm. And I think that really speaks volumes. So the fact that you're doing it as well, don't let your team stop you, because it's great. And people feel that importance of you, who has this baby of a company, right, that you love so much, that you're trying to grow. And it just shows that you care.
Yeah.
So I think that's wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, after you got into this, mind sharing with us a little bit about what your first customer experience was like?
First customer
Maybe rocky?
Definitely rocky, right? Startup founder, things don't work out, or things don't work as they should starting out. So I bootstrap the software and I launch it. And everyone knows I'm launching it because I would put a post of me on Instagram of how I was building the software and how I was up late at night. And so I say that to say like people knew when it was coming out. So when I launched the software, I was like, you know what, maybe not, let's not make it too expensive. So the pricing for the software was $29.99 per month.
That's it.
That's it, right?
Dang.
And
I'm scared to see what your profit was. I'm just kidding. We don't need to know. Continue.
No one, when I say no one signed up, maybe a few people signed up out of like the 2,000 people I've sent out emails to and stuff that signed up. They didn't sign up for the software. So it was maybe like 4 or 5 people.
Okay.
And the first thought that came to mind was, man, maybe I'm not solving their problem right. And it wasn't really that. It was more so they thought that the product was cheap. They didn't think that it would work. Because there's all these people charging $1,500, $2,000 for credit repair, and here I am charging $29. Of course, this is not gonna, you get what you pay for type of thing, right?
Yeah,
so,
you're doing like 7-Eleven prices.
It's a good one. So what I figured out is that, you know, it was the pricing, but also just, you know, amongst other things like speed of the software at the time, or it was, it doesn't have this feature because I'm a new software in the space and there was more mature softwares in the space. And so those were like, that's how it was starting out, but I was able to listen to the customer, acknowledge their problem, and then solve the problem. Here I am, 5 years later 3 years since I launched, but
right.
I'm still in the game. And
I mean, it seems like you've learned from, you know, mistakes, maybe early challenges.
Yeah.
Were there any other early challenges that you feel like you were able to address and then move on from and move forward from that made you more successful now?
Absolutely. There's a ton. But what comes to mind right now is just like being a leader. Like, you know, you go from being a tech guy who's writing software every day to now you're striving to scale, and then now you have people that you have to lead. And so now you go from writing code to like, okay, I have to learn how to be a CEO. Like, I have to learn how to lead people. Mm-hmm. And so those are things that have been, you know, difficult, but it's like you have to learn these things on the fly. You know, because the software is already out there. People are using it. You have hundreds of thousands. I could say hundreds of thousands. That would be a lie. But you have thousands of people in your software, and it's like, bro, you can't turn this thing off now and go learn how to be a CEO. So it's been quite a few challenges, and just, you know, it's been quite a ride. But it's been fun. It's been a lot of lessons learned, and luckily I have a community of people, and I have a great team of people who understand the vision that we're striving to accomplish at Creditfixrr, and build the relationships that we're striving to build, you know, hence, you know, consumer direct, smart credit.
Right.
And yeah, like they're rocking with me.
Well, you gave me a great segue to my next question, which was, you know, what problems were you trying to solve with using Smart Credit, and were we able to help you solve those?
Yeah, I think like for anyone that's striving to fix credit, you need a credit report. Mm-hmm. And, you know, with Smart Credit, you know, not only you guys provide a credit report, you guys provide credit monitoring. And so that helps that end user, you know, be able to analyze their credit report. And for me, that's all I needed access to. I just needed a credit report. And Smart Credit just did an extremely great job with their credit monitoring platform. It was the easiest one for me to implement into Creditfixrr. And so, you know, yeah, Smart Credit has been great.
Perfect. I love that. I also forgot to ask you earlier when we were chatting, how long have you been in the industry?
Officially 5 years, but since I launched the platform, 3 years.
Great.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's much different than it was when you first started?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
In what way? Give me like one or two. High level, doesn't need to be super.
Like the industry in
detailed.
general, or
yeah,
the software?
Like how do you feel that the industry has changed so much in the last 3-5 years?
Yeah, so initially, like when I came in the industry, DIY credit repair wasn't a thing. Like people didn't. There was only maybe 1 or 2 platforms out there. Now everyone's like, yo, I want to do DIY. And so a lot of that changed. Like people have shifted more towards DIY, mainly because credit repair companies don't really service people well. They run into that problem. They scale and they run into those problems. But so there's that, right? The other thing that has changed, which is more recent, is the advent of artificial intelligence.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
That too.
So that has shifted the entire landscape of credit repair because now everyone feels that they can fix their credit through ChatGPT. And it's
Well, I mean,
don't
they
mean to
could
laugh,
write a
but-
resume for you. They
it's powerful.
could, finish an essay for you. Why not just restore my credit? AI?
You can.
I'm just kidding.
I mean,
You're making my job obsolete. No, I'm totally kidding. I think that there is a time and a place for AI, but credit repair is not one of them, in my humble opinion.
I will say this. I would say that AI done the right way can assist people and as well as credit repair companies improve their dispute process, right?
Right.
And so that's one of the things that we've spent a lot of time on over the last 6 months is introducing AI to Creditfixrr. And so like our entire platform is shifting to a totally AI platform but it's including the knowledge, I've actually went and studied Metro too. I've actually studied consumer laws, and I've studied prompt engineering. So I come from an engineering background. See, a lot of people, they'll just take a snapshot of their credit report and then they'll upload it to ChatGPT, not realizing that your personal information is now all throughout on the internet now, right?
Yeah.
And so what I've done is I've found a secure way and a specific way to prompt AI to actually generate dispute letters, do credit analysis, credit report insights and recommendations and things like that. So, Creditfixrr, man, it's just such an innovative platform. AI is actually here to stay, and we're adapting with it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And all I meant by the AI comment really was that there should be something behind it.
Absolutely.
There should be an intelligent human behind it to be able to decipher what can and cannot be used.
Oh, right.
And I think the way that you're using it for Creditfixrrs is phenomenal. So 2 more questions.
Okay.
My first one, if you had to start all over, what is the biggest thing that you would do differently?
If I could start all over, the biggest thing I would do differently.
Like that one main, man, wish I wouldn't have done that. And it's okay also if you don't have anything, if you're like, all of my mistakes got me here, that's also fine. But if there is that one thing, I desperately need to know what it is.
I would say I appreciate all the mistakes because it got me here.
Right.
One thing that always nags me right now is investing in things that didn't bring return.
That didn't pan out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was very frustrating, especially when you're bootstrapping and you're putting your own money putting your own money into your own business and software and stuff like that. So that irks me.
It's one of those, if I could have seen the future, I wouldn't have put my money on black kind of
That part.
situation.
Yeah.
Maybe I would have put my money on red instead.
Yeah.
Right?
You got it.
All right. All right. So my last question for you, if you don't mind sharing a little bit about what it's been like to work with the people here at Consumer Direct and just your experience as a partner.
Where's my camera? It's right here. Phenomenal. Over the last 3 years, phenomenal. I'm not just saying that because I'm being interviewed by you. From Liz to Rachel, man, she goes to bat for me ever since I met her. And it's just been phenomenal just working with you guys, the way that you guys operate. It's almost like you guys been knowing each other for decades, just being here to really open up the doors, see how you guys communicate with each other, how you guys share stories with each other. It's just a huge family vibe, but it's also still professional. And, from leadership on down, from David on down, David's a pretty great guy. I met him. Steve. I can name a lot of people, right? And it's just been fun. Every time I've like I said earlier in this interview, you guys have been the easiest credit monitoring platform to integrate into Creditfixrr.
Right.
And the least problems. I could always call and reach you guys and boom, this is what you do, and it's done. Shout out my guy, Royce. So it's just been phenomenal. Let's just say that. So from the top down, and just being able to see like the grand opening, being invited here, you guys blew it out the water. Good work.
Well, thank you. And honestly, that's our goal. Our goal is to make sure that you feel the love, that you feel supported, that you have all the things that you need. I know I personally lead my team that way, with love, with respect, with kindness. Like, yes, it's a family, but it's more than that. It's, like you said, professional and the caring aspect, and I think that trickles all the way down to our partners, or at least I'd like to think so. So it's great to hear that feedback from you. Rachel's part of my team, and she is absolutely phenomenal. So thank you so much for being open today and answering all of my questions. I really appreciate it, and I'm so happy we got a little peek into Creditfixrr and Khabir and what you're all about. And thank you for coming out to our grand opening too.
Thank you.
It was such a fun day.
It's been an honor.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.